Hello, welcome to Razzle Dazzle Jewelry. My name is Christine Hughes. As of today, I am no longer an independent consultant with Paparazzi Jewelry and Accessories. There's a major reason why, and I will get to it in a minute. But there's some other reasons that have kind of mounted up to this. They have had an absolutely utter lack of empathy for somebody who is low visioned or legally blind. Their website is horrendous to navigate when you don't see very well. When I signed up, I did double and triple check my form, but on my Social Security, I noticed I got one digit off. This is about 2 months after getting, my initial order. And I wrote them, as I was requested, to compliance. And I told them, hey guys, I got one number wrong on my Social Security number. It was like, instead of a 7, I put an 8. And I said, here's my actual Social Security number. I sent it off to them. They sent an email back saying that they had canceled my account because my Social Security number was wrong. Sure enough, they had canceled it before they sent the email. I know, because I was putting in an order at the time. So I wrote them back, and they told me, they said I needed to send a copy of my Social Security card. So I wrote them back, and I said, that's not possible. I said, I'm legally blind. I said, it is extremely hard for me to take photos that are in focus. I sent it off to them. They said, sorry, no Social Security card, no account. So I whipped out my Social Security card and I prayed to God that I took a good picture of it. Apparently I did, because I sent it in. 30 minutes later, they reinstated my account. And no apology, by the way, none whatsoever. Or, hey, I'm sorry that you couldn't see, that there was a problem. And I'm the one that noticed that the Social Security number, that one digit was off. So let's fast forward to November. I received several orders here at our new address. No problem. I get online. I get a notice from FedEx that they're trying to deliver my address, my box, to an address that doesn't exist. So I get on to FedEx's website, and sure enough, instead of a 639, they put 649. Instead of an E, they put a W. Guys, 649W is another county. And the street address wasn't even my street address. I mean, it was like a 3-digit number. And so I went on my back office. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Did somebody hack my account? Did somebody get into it? What the heck is going on? So I get into my back office and I look, and it's my right address. It was very much correct. So I'm like, what the heck is going on? So I call up customer service and I said, hey, what's going on? They're trying to deliver this one box and it's not at a deliverable address. Well, now I got that situated with FedEx, and, that they would have to send it back. Well, long story short, I did wind up getting that box, but there was still one more box, and that had not been fulfilled yet, or according to their website. So I called them up and I talked to her, and she said, well, that's not your address we have on file. And I'm like, I'm looking at my back office. That's the address that's on my back office. Oh, no, you have to go over to some other portion of a website I didn't even know existed. I didn't know. Like I said, I'm blind. I don't go exploring that website. I get on, I shop, I pay for my order, I get off. That's it. I don't do a replicated site or any of that other stuff. So she directs me over to it, and with much difficulty, I finally found what she was talking about. And sure enough, there was that address. And I'm like, what is this? She said, oh, you had to have put that in. I said, no, I didn't. She said, well, of course you did. You had to have. It's showing that it was a user-entered address. Well, it wasn't this user that put it in. I'm telling you, because I had never seen it. So we banter back and forth. She's making me angry. She's getting belligerent with me. I'm fixing to just really lose my temper at this point. And she said, well, you need to go in there and you need to change it. Fine. What about the order that's in the warehouse that hasn't been fulfilled? Oh, it has been fulfilled. We're just waiting on the the shipping label hasn't been printed. I said, fine, can you call down there and have them change the address to the shipping route, or have them print a new shipping label for it, or at least make sure it has the right shipping label? No, we can't do that. Why not? Well, because it's already been boxed. Okay, but it's not even on your shipping docs, correct? And she says, no, it's still in fulfillment. So you can't tell me you can't go over there, find the box, and pull it and put the right label on it. Excuse me. I worked in a large warehouse. I call BS. So it went out. I talked to my FedEx driver. Fortunately, this FedEx is a very small location. He caught it before it went to the other county. And I wound up getting my box. I just had to go to the little store up the street and get it, because he didn't know where my address was. And I said, it's fine. I'd already made arrangements. So anyways, I've also gotten into arguments with them that have left me in tears when it concerned my orders. I had a lost order. They called me a liar, basically. Told me I'd received it. Told them I hadn't. Bet back and forth. I wound up getting it eventually because it wasn't my fault. This wasn't my fault. And this has nothing to do with the address problem. This is something completely different. So it left a really bad taste in my mouth between the Social Security number, the shipping address, and their nasty attitude on the phone. I mean, even when I call, if I've got a piece missing, it's, they treat me like I'm a liar. Like I had 2 missing pieces of all the orders, and they treated me like I was a liar. But I thought, well, okay, whatever. So, but as far as the policies are concerned, I can't advertise on anything but any page owned by myself. Okay, that's fine. I got that. But the hypocrisy and the do as I say, not as I do policy that they have. Back in December, they had a buy $35, get a free, quote, exclusive piece. Turned out it was not an exclusive piece. It was a piece that anybody could have bought, but they told us it was exclusive. That's a lie. But we as consultants aren't allowed to do those buy so many, get a piece free. We're not allowed to do it. Why? Corporate does it. Why can't we? That's very hypocritical of them. And there's one thing, if you know me, I do not like hypocrites. Do not like them. But I went ahead and I went and plugged along anyways because you guys love the jewelry and, it was great looking jewelry. I mean, where else can you get $5 jewelry and get such nice looking pieces? Well, that leads me to the next caveat. Let me back it up just a bit. Apparently, there are other allegations of people with disabilities who have had issues with paparazzi. And I'm talking about physical issues. I'm not going to go into them, but I've heard about a dozen ladies who have had issues with paparazzi when it came to their disabilities and their complete lack of empathy or willing to adhere to ADA standards. Also, back in August, excuse me, was it August? Yeah, August. They had a big convention. 20,000 people were there, shoulder to shoulder, no masks, packed into an arena for 20,000 people. I saw video of people hugging on each other, shoulder to shoulder, in chairs. I mean, there was no social distancing going on. Now, I am a personal responsibility person as an adult. If you are an adult and you walk into that type of situation knowing that it could potentially be a dangerous situation because we were in the height of our, because we're still in a pandemic, well, that's on you. But it's also on paparazzi too. They could very well have had that virtually. As a matter of fact, there was some discussion of why didn't they do it virtually, and there was crickets. Because if they had held it virtually, they wouldn't have made as much money. It just comes down to that. Blizzard, one of the biggest gaming conventions out in California, had their con virtually. You bought a virtual ticket. You could still get all of the goodie bags, and you could still buy exclusive pieces. You just did it online. You could still go onto the panels. You could still go to the classes. You could still watch the concert. But paparazzi refused to do that. They put people at risk. A few hundred people got sick. 8 people died. No acknowledgement from them. None. Not a, I'm so sorry. We wish the family the best. Nothing. It's like they didn't even exist. So, those are minor. Those two are minor things. They don't affect me personally, and they don't affect you, but they just kind of irked me. It seemed just a little unethical to me. Now, it may not be to you, but it does to me. Now comes the big crux of the problem. December 15th, I was told I could no longer say that the pieces were lead-free and nickel-free. Why not? If they were lead-free and nickel-free, we should be able to say they're lead-free and nickel-free. Oh, no. Now we have to say they are lead and nickel compliant. Okay. I admit, I'm not a lawyer. I do have some legal training, and I was a legal assistant for a few years. Not just training, but I have an associate's degree in legal, in legal work as a legal assistant. I know that when a company comes out and tells their salesman or whatever, hey, you can't say this, you have to say that, it's because there's truth in it. That means if they are lead and nickel compliant, it does not mean they're lead-free and nickel-free like we were all led to believe, but instead it does have lead and nickel in it. But they came out and they said, it's okay, we do still fall under the California standards. Okay, so I went and looked at the California standards. I wrote them up. Where did they go? There they are. Nickel is 500 parts per million, and lead is 600 parts per million. Okay. And they also came out and they said it has iron and some aluminum and things like that. They state that very clearly on their page. I actually have a piece of paper here showing what they say is in here. What they don't tell you is there's also cadmium, and there's also arsenic in them, and there's another one in there that begins with an A, and I forgot what it is. All 3 of those are cancer causing. I had no idea, guys. If I knew, I would have never signed up for it. Okay? Nobody signs up for buying poison. But they said it was compliant. Now, at the time, I did not know about the other 3 elements. All I knew is that they said they fell within it. I was like, okay, I trust you. Well, apparently there's a group called Crack the Crown. Everyone said, don't go listen to them. Don't go listen to them. Oh, they're just a bunch of gossip mongers. They're a bunch of rabble-rousers. Don't listen to them. But you know what? I'm a very neutral person. I like to listen to all sides of the story. So I went and I listened to the other side of the story. And at first I was like, these 2 ladies are ex-paparazzi. Okay, they're just pissed. Well, no, not really, because these ladies really don't have much of a reason to lie. Between the 2 of them, they're sitting on probably $100,000 worth of jewelry. And that's not retail, that's wholesale. And they haven't been consultants in like 4 or 5 years. So I don't know what caused them to cause them to do their own testing. But they sent in 10 pieces to a company by the name of Waypoint out of, let me get that note, they are out of Memphis, Tennessee. I did some research on them. They've been in business since the 1970s. They do testing on all kinds of stuff. Well, paparazzi told us that they were strictly an agricultural testing center. No, they're not. I looked it up. They aren't. They are reputable. So I trust these results that came back. I just need to tell y'all, I personally would not wear it after what I saw. There are certain pieces in these 10 pieces that had high levels of lead, high levels of nickel, and high levels of arsenic, cadmium in this other one. Cadmium, guys, can cause kidney cancer. I'm a survivor of kidney cancer. I've lost my left kidney. I've lost part of my right kidney. I have no desire whatsoever to lose any more of my kidney. Now, I'm still being told that these are not proper test results. Science doesn't lie. I'm sorry, but you destroy a piece, you put it through a chemical process, it spits out the numbers. Waypoint does not have, a dog in this show, in this pony show, or a horse in this pony show, whatever you want to call it. They have no reason to make these numbers up. These numbers are well beyond the legal limits, or the limits set by the California standard. And yet in this statement, they say they test every single piece. Let that sink in for a second. They said they test all the pieces to make sure they are compliant with the California standard. 13 pieces between these ladies and another site called Lead Free Mama. Sheila tested 3 or 4 pieces. All of them tested high for lead or nickel or cadmium or both. So I made the decision today, as much as it kills me, to pack it all up, put it in a trash bag, put it in a box, put it in my storage unit. If you notice, my shelves are empty. The bins back here are empty. They're just stacked just to save some room. I have taken my personal supply. I threw it in that bag. I took my daughter's. I threw it in that bag. I called my oldest daughter. I threw hers and told her, get it away from the children. Guys, I'm sorry. If I had an inkling that there was anything wrong with these pieces, anything wrong with this, I would have never, ever have signed up. And I would have never showed you these pieces. I pride myself in being honest with my customers. Now, if these reports prove me wrong, fine, I'll pull it back out. I'll start selling it again. But I haven't seen any numbers from Paparazzi whatsoever on pieces that they've tested. I've not seen any numbers. I've just seen a statement. I'm sorry, but a statement does not hold water with me. I could go and I could tell you that the sky is green, or purple. And unless you have a scientific number to prove it, it's not true. It's a lie. And as far as I know, this is a lie. When 13 pieces are tested out of supposedly every single piece that was tested by Paparazzi, turns out that these 13 pieces have deadly amounts in them. I take issue with that. And you know what? Do you know how much money I had back here in jewelry? Wholesale alone, my money alone was $1,300. I'm never getting it back. And you know what? I would rather throw it away, have it disintegrated, whatever, than sell you something that's going to make you sick. Even if I've already put my hard-earned money into it. Y'all can do what you want with your pieces. You can keep them, wear them, whatever you want. It's up to you. I'm not going to tell you, which is what. But I'm not going to sell it anymore. I'm sorry, I can't, and I won't. I won't do it. I have to be able to sleep at night. And if one of my pieces gets a hold of by a child and they get sick, I would never be able to live with myself. My daughter has pieces. Her 4-year-old gets into those pieces. Something happens to my grandson, I'd never forgive myself. Ever be able to forgive myself for selling her something like that. maybe one day I'll be proven wrong. But until paparazzi starts releasing their lab reports, I am believing Waypoint. I am believing Lead Free Mama. Because these two people have nothing to gain by running these reports. Nothing whatsoever. So, again, I'll let y'all decide what y'all want to do with them. To my upline and my team, I want to tell you thank you so much for being there, supporting me, rooting me on. I really appreciate it. You guys were so sweet. Y'all want to continue selling it, you don't believe this, that's fine. I'm not angry at you. I'm not going to judge you. I'm not going to think less of you. Not by a long shot. We all have our own opinions. My dad always told me that opinions are like buttholes. Everybody's got one. And this is just my opinion. Maybe I'll get proven wrong. Like I said, if I get proven wrong, I'll pull it out. I'll put it all back up there and I'll sell it again. But until then, So what am I going to do? I really don't know what I'm going to do. My husband started a business 3 or 4 months ago. Looks like I'm probably going to be supporting him and his business. So if you see something called the Motley Moo, it's me. Do not leave my business page. Do not leave my group page. In all likelihood, eventually I will either send you guys over to the new Motley Moo page or I'll just rename it and we'll start all over. I mean, what else can I do? That's what big business people do is they fail, they get up, they dust themselves off, they start again. I failed. That's okay. I would rather fail and you guys be safe. I would rather be wrong and you guys be safe. Than continue on and make money off of you. It's not what I'm about. So, anyways, I'm going to let you go. And I wish everyone best of luck. If you are from paparazzi watching this, as a caveat, and this is true, shame on you. Shame on you for doing this to women who need the money, who are desperate to try to get a little bit of self-confidence back. If this is right, then, if I'm wrong, I apologize. But I am going to put out the information that was presented to me, and until it was proven wrong, as far as I know, y'all are in the wrong. Alright, guys. I will let y'all go. Bye-bye.